So who I am today, I think there's a lot of stories I could tell there, but I'm going to tell just a few, starting with kind of how I was raised. Raised in a Christian home, and as I mentioned, I have two brothers, so I'm the only girl, and I'm the oldest. And I remember growing up, and I wasn't, I ran cross country and track, but I did it to please my dad because he was a track runner. He never tried to force me to do it, but I just wanted to do it for him. And I was really the worst person on the team. So I was never a big athlete. I did it because I wanted to, but I was never going to be great. So my dad and I didn't bond over sports in the same way that, fathers and sons bond. But growing up right outside of Washington, D.C., my dad loved to watch these Sunday afternoon political talk shows, which I find funny now because I do not like to watch them at all. But growing up, he would turn those on after church if it wasn't football season. And I would watch those shows with him. And we would talk about politics, we'd talk about ideas, and that's kind of the way that I bonded with my father. So fast forward to when I was in high school, I got this really interesting letter in the mail, and it was an offer to go with a bunch of high school students from different high schools. So it would be people I didn't know, to go to 5 different countries over the summer. It was through an organization called People to People. And I got this. This was just kind of probably a mass, letter that everybody got. And I went to my parents and I said, I have to do this. And I remember it was like $3,500. And they said, okay, well, if you do this, then we can't help you get a car. So you have to choose, do you want to go on this trip or do you want to get a car? And this was maybe my only point of wisdom as a 16-year-old, but I said, I want the trip. And that trip, I look back on it now, and it was life-changing in a way that I did not know it at the time. We went to 5 countries, one of which was the Soviet Union. So when I landed in the Soviet Union, and I saw what it was like to be escorted around Moscow, to be not allowed to go where you're not, officially allowed to go, and to be told that if you trade, the Russians are going to want to trade. They're going to know you're an American because of the jeans and the shoes and the jackets that you're wearing. And if you trade on the so-called black market, you're going to be thrown in a Russian prison. I mean, this was terrifying to me. I didn't understand it. I was, a young kid. And I just, I remember being so happy to be home after that, but being profoundly changed by that experience in ways that I couldn't articulate when I was young. So honestly, I think that was a huge experience for me in young adulthood that led me to become an economist, and that led me to be somebody who wants to think about my Christian faith and how that's connected to my deep desire to advocate for a free and flourishing society. Because I think I got to see at an impressionable age what it's like to not have any freedom and to live under the threat of oppression. So I think those are big moments that shaped who I am today.